Welcome to AJ Manufacturing's training video on how to replace glass in an operating sash in a Harmony window. Tools you will need for this project is 100% clear silicone and a caulk gun, a utility knife, a flexible putty knife, a rubber mallet, a 3/8 inch chisel dulled down at the tip, paper towels, and 1/16 inch glazing tape, which should have been supplied with your glass. The first step in replacing your glass will be to remove the sash from the window. You will do this by pulling down the tilt latches on each side of the top of the sash. Once you pull the tilt latches down, you will pull the sash towards you to remove it. With the sash resting on a solid surface, recognize the 4 glazing beads that are holding the glass in. 3 of them will be smooth and 1 will have a lift rail. You will need to remove these glazing beads in order to take the glass out. To remove the glazing beads, you will use your 3/8 inch chisel and your rubber hammer. Firmly place the tip of the chisel in the crack between the glazing bead and the sash frame and gently pound it out. You will do this on all 4 sides, including the lift rail. Now that you have all 4 glazing beads out, you'll see the edge of the glass. The glass still will not come out of the sash because it is set in glazing tape. Turn the sash over, and using your thin putty knife, you will slide the putty knife between the sash frame and the glass, cutting the tape. Be sure to get the corners real well. Now that your glass is out, you will need to clean up all the glazing tape that's left on the sash. Using your 3/8 inch chisel, you will scrape this off. It is important that your chisel is slightly dull or you will actually cut into the vinyl. Now that the sash is clean of glazing tape, using your utility knife and your glazing tape, you will retape the sash. Try to keep the glazing tape as straight as possible, but run just slightly shy of the edge of the frame. You will do this by running the widths of the sash first, and then the heights between the two. Be sure not to overlap the glazing tape. Butt them up tight together though, and keep it straight. Now that you have the glazing tape on the full perimeter of the sash, you will need to remove the blue plastic protective cover on the glazing tape. Now that your sash is fully prepped for glass, set the sash back into the frame, close it and lock it. Put a dab of silicone in each corner where the seam of the glazing tape comes together. Along the bottom, you're going to silicone up about 2 inches and all across the bottom on the glazing tape. This will help ensure that your glass doesn't stick to the tape before you have it centered in the sash. Check to make sure that your setting blocks are still in the bottom of your sash. They're the 2 black rubber blocks that are there to make sure that the glass is not sitting directly onto the vinyl. Set your glass and then center it in the sash, making sure that there's the same amount of space on each side of that piece of glass. Once you have that centered at the bottom, set your glass in. Make sure it's secure and put your glazing beads back in. On this sash, we'll be installing the vertical glazing beads first. The one with the leg on it is your lift rail. It belongs at the meeting rail or the center of the window. On this sash, it's on the left-hand side. Tap in the bottom and the top of the glazing bead first, and then continue to pound in the glazing bead until all of it's pounded in. Again, on the other side of the sash, you will install the bottom and the top of that glazing bead first, and then pound it in between. The top and bottom glazing beads go in last. Once all the glazing beads are in, your glass replacement project is complete. Check to make sure the sash is square and operates well.